Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and we have NXT No Mercy this weekend. This is actually coming up on the same day. I really wanted to get it out beforehand, but it just didn't work for me this week. I've been very sick, so I wanted to at least get the prediction video out, and then obviously we'll have a match review on Sunday, like we always, or like a card review. So let's just jump into it. I think the opening match, at least what it seems like on paper, is going to be Javon Evans versus Josh Briggs, which Javon's been everywhere. He had a match last night on SmackDown where he almost won the U.S. title from Sami Zayn, and then I know he is going to have a match against Leon Slater for the X Division Championship at some point. So they're very high on Javon Evans, which is completely the correct call. I think he's definitely in the top three right now of the men's division on skill, everything. And if you just think about who was just one of the most over persons, it's him. So really, there should be no way that he loses to Briggs tonight. I know that they're gonna try to, do their normal thing where the heel gets the advantage and all. It's like, no, we need a Javon Evans win here. I just cannot imagine him losing this, being that he just got he's just so close from being removed from the like title picture, and then if you just have him lose again, this would be detrimental, really bad for Javon Evans. So I think Evans wins. I think it's going to be a great match, though. I think Briggs is underrated in the ring. So I think like that combination with what he can do, what Javon Evans can do, I think this is going to be probably the match of the night when it comes to wrestling. Next up, we have the other non-title match. It's a weaponized steel cage match. Very excited to see what this means and what we can see from it. It's Jordan Grace versus Blake Monroe. They've had a good feud in general. It's been a kind of a slow burn. I feel like Blake Monroe's kind of, came into the WWE and they've used her, but obviously they still need to like peg down exactly what they're doing with her. And I think one of these type of matches is going to be it. I do believe Blake Monroe wins here. I feel like they kind of need her to, but Jordan Grace also needs her to win. So I don't know. I go 50-50 on this one, to be honest. Like if you're a betting man, this is not the one to take, type of thing, because everything else feels a little bit more cut and dry, or like you can gamble on it because you think certain stuff is going to happen. But this, honestly, I feel like is one of those matches that either way, and I'd be happy either way. I just personally like Blake Monroe a little bit better, so I'm going to go with Blake Monroe, and it's more of a personal choice than a, you know, factual choice, I guess. Then we have Ethan Page versus Tavion Heights for the NXT North American Championship. This one really just comes down to what WWE is doing. I really feel like Ethan Page should lose here just because he should be going up to the main roster. This should be a loss and then show up on like SmackDown this upcoming week. Join Chelsea Green's like kind of faction to help her with that, but then be able to do some other stuff in the men's division that could definitely give him some extra time over there. Something like that would be easily, in there. Just in general, get the call up because he's so talented, and I think also with him working with a lot of like the AAA stuff, they could be using him there a lot more if he didn't have the North American title. Not that it like brings him down or anything. It's just more that like you got a star that doesn't need a title, so you should put the title on somebody who needs that type of thing to make them a star, which would be Tavion Heights. I think he's had some very big spurts of doing good stuff, but I really feel like they should go here with Tavion. I do believe if I'm really just gonna be like, there's no outside like roster move thing, I think Ethan Page would win, but I just feel like the time is right to have Tavion Heights win. Then we have Obafemi versus Ricky Saints. It's kind of similar. Like if they're gonna like call up Obi or something, this would be the perfect person to have him go against. But I really do believe Obafemi's still gonna win here. I don't feel like No Mercy is gonna have anything so crazy, and I feel like Obafemi losing here would be that way. It's just he's been so dominant and stuff. Like I can't imagine what you do with him after he loses. Like where do you put him if you're not calling him up? So I think keeping him in that title, I think for a little bit longer isn't a bad idea. So I'm gonna go with Obafemi here. Next up, we have the singles. I'll say singles, but um, God, speed match. I don't know why speed was the thing that I couldn't say right there. Laney Reed versus Sol Ruca. It's gonna be a 5 minute match. Interesting choice, of course, with a 5 minute match because there's a lot that can happen. I think Sol Ruca kind of, you know, solidifies that perfect feint in being in a 5 minute match because she has so much abilities to do crazy, crazy stuff, and it makes sense. I could definitely see them giving the title to Laney Reed here because she's probably going to join Fatal Influence and stuff, and I think that could be a big kick to it. Um, I don't know if it's the right call right here, so I'm going to go with Sol Ruca. I prefer Sol Ruca to win, so I think that's going to be my prediction. I honestly could see it go to Laney Reed also. Then we have Jace versus Lola Vice, and mainly with this one, I'm just gonna go with what I believe would be the best call, and I think they should give it to Lola Vice. I think her with doing all the different AAA stuff and her having the NXT Women's title around her waist, I think will be phenomenal for them. I think it would be one of those things where you could see that title shown and maybe even defended in some unique ways that we haven't seen it before. So I do think they pull the trigger on Lola Vice here. If they don't, then they'll never will. This is the perfect time to pull the trigger on Lola Vice. I don't think it's going to be a long championship. I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy, but I think this is the time to pull the trigger on her and let her see what she can do because what else can you do? But yeah, has been my predictions. Went a little bit faster in these ones just because I was so late to the fan. I wanted to make sure I got it up before the actual event even started because then what's the point? But yeah, until next time, it's been Japan. Bye, guys.